Hello again, it is Vince, or Egg, or whatever. And I thought it's about time that I did another podcast episode, just because, well, it's been a while, first of all. I actually haven't got a clue when the last time I did one was. It wasn't super long ago, but long enough that I wanted to do another episode. And as per the name of the podcast, it's just what are my thoughts at the moment. And I think my thoughts at the moment are damn, I'm kind of in between change, I feel. In terms of my creative side, I'm definitely in between phases. And ever since I really got over the YouTube stuff that I was doing, and I was really happy with what I did, and I put it down, I felt like this was a good chance to try something else, or resume things that I had done in the past, or start something new, or, just relax. And I'm not gonna lie, I did a lot of relaxing. um, Holidays just ended for me. I've been back at work for just over a week, so not just ended, but I've been back at work for just over a week, and I've kind of just taken a step back, not really thought about much to do with creative anything. But I had a realization today, just after work one day. It's a Tuesday at the moment, and it's midweek. I thought I'm going to wind down for the day, put the kids to bed, and then I'm going to watch YouTube, play a little bit of Street Fighter, and then maybe look at a character guide for Marissa on Street Fighter 6 because that's the character I decided to choose. And in that exact moment, as I was watching that character guide, I thought, oh, here we go. This is me starting to put effort into something again. And I don't think I've put much effort into anything, on the side that is, since I started editing those YouTube videos, the Returnal Let's Play videos. And that's when I took a step back and I thought, here we go. Okay, is this really what I want to be doing? Because Street Fighter is a really fun game. Don't get me wrong. I'm really enjoying it at the moment, and I actually went live on Twitch finally for the first time in 3 or 4 months, and just stream myself playing, me learning the game. And as I've always said on stream, I just like to come back to say hello to the regulars, really. I mean, saying hi to new people is always great, but it doesn't happen that much when you don't stream super regularly like I don't. So, stream is kind of, well, I'm kind of introducing it back because it's an extremely easy way to make content, but if you're not enjoying yourself, it's just so not worth it. And so I've been really into watching Street Fighter recently, and I thought, damn, I'd really like to play it, but I'm not sure yet in what capacity. And that's kind of what tonight has all been about for me. It's pretty late. It's already 11 p.m. and I just thought, nah, screw this. I just really want to record a little bit of information here because this is a really good chance for me to decide, do I want to actually put a little bit of effort into Street Fighter and try and get a little bit like good at the game, or do I want to focus that energy into something else, something more creative like game development or something like that? Because the game development stuff, and it's a bit sad, but I kind of forgot about it for a little bit there. So much focus on the YouTube that I decided it's fine to put this aside. It's fine to have a little phase where all I want to do is make YouTube videos and shorts, and even these podcasts were kind of YouTube-esque. I mean, every different type of thing that I tried on YouTube, I considered as part of YouTube. So whether that be a podcast or the comedy skits or, Let's Plays. But now that that's all happened, and it is starting to move into this new phase of, hey, I'm getting interested in doing something again. And I'll also say the end of the holidays kind of sparked this as well, because once I start getting busy at work, I also think, okay, it's time to start doing something more fun, or like pushing myself to do something more creative. Now I'm really like, I'm not sure exactly if I want to push it all the way. So you could probably say that the last 2 or 3 minutes have been the exact same message rephrased into different words. But that's fine, because that's what these podcasts are all about for me. Just fleshing it out until I feel like I've said my piece, and I've really drilled it into whoever the heck is listening. So now, I guess the real question is, do I keep it at this? Or do I keep playing on Twitch and just leave it as a Twitch grind? And this is actually an interesting segue, which, by the way, I don't plan any of these episodes. I just literally hit record and let's go. I should at least write dot points, probably, because there are a few things I'd like to cover, and I'd prefer that it's not, there's no pause or me like, what was I trying to say? But anyway, back on track. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want Twitch to come back into my hobby. But I have to say, this Street Fighter passion that's grown recently has definitely felt like something that's good to stream. The first time was a little different, because the first time back in months, you have kind of the people coming back just to say hello. So you get probably more interaction than usual. Let's say if I was streaming 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, perhaps those same people wouldn't come every time, which is fine. Like, if you show your face for the first time in a few months, yeah, you probably get more people to just say hi, because it's been a while. So so that stream was a little different in terms of reception, and I even kind of just decided to just start playing the game and not really care too much about the content. It was just me playing the game and doing what I would have done offline, but with an online audience. And I'm actually really bad at that, because I'm constantly considering, this is probably boring for people to watch, and I at least want to keep it entertaining, or at least want to keep talking, because you don't really want to watch someone just thinking about what they're going to do next and not talk for minutes on end. So it was an interesting experience, but I wouldn't say it was bad. And I really do think grinds are very well suited for Twitch, and at least they're the kind of things that I would want to stream. So that's why I'm kind of thinking, let's not put too much effort into this Street Fighter thing, because I actually do play it, or not play it, but at the moment I like watching it a lot, because it's a lot easier to watch, and it gives me some satisfaction just to watch. But if I did want to play it, I'm thinking I might as well stream it at the same time, which, all that being said, that's a form of creative work, or something that's, tickling that little urge in me to do something creative. That would be one outlet, excuse me. And that way I also get to see my friends and everyone on stream. That I really do like doing that. Whether or not it translates to single player games, which is a whole other story, unfortunately. I definitely do want to be playing God of War Ragnarok and Spider-Man 2 at some point, and honestly just a whole bunch of other games. And I'm currently playing Baldur's Gate 3 with Matt off everything, and I also feel like I need to allocate the time just for that. And Matt, if you're listening, don't take it in any way, of course. Like, every time I play, it's because I want to play. But I'm constantly trying to figure out where I'm going to fit all of these things, because I haven't even listed everything else that I want to do yet. And I know that these things are going to have to be put on the back burner, because there's not enough time. And now, do I really want to get into this? But I guess I will. Especially in my last 6 months of living, have I taken a step back and said, damn, Vince, this is your life. This is your one time to do what you want to do, so why not do it? And I have to say, the second half of being 27, damn, I thought about that a lot. Like, everything I was doing, I was thinking, wait, why aren't I doing what I want to do there? Like, why have I held back? Or why am I not doing this? Or things that, like, time is moving. And I'm only getting older, and so is everyone else. Like, it's definitely a bit of a deeper topic, but it's really got me wanting to do things even more so. And I have to say, this podcast is a product of that. I really do think that. I've always wanted to do a podcast. Maybe it's not, maybe the topic I haven't really found my feet with what I talk about on here yet. It, I mean, I don't know. I always change my mind about things, and there's always something new happening in my head. So, it seemed like an appropriate thing to do. And so far, it's going quite well, I'd say. At least I'm getting satisfaction out of it. But what I'm really trying to say is there are a whole bunch of things that I really want to say that I have done before I die. Like, who knows when that is, but it doesn't really matter, because if there is an opportunity to do something that I want to do, then I would rather have a crack at it, because I feel like I'd just be wasting my time at this point to have not even given it a go, which literally is Exhibit A, YouTube. YouTube has been something I've thought about for years, but never actually decided to give a crack. Obviously, I made my account not obviously, but I made my account in 2008, and I did do a few uploads, but I've taken them all down because I wanted to really have a clean slate and start fresh and start getting a bunch of new ideas and actual formulated content that I was hoping to, kick off the ground. But I did it. I did a few things, and I definitely felt satisfied for the time being. Now, I am a full-time worker. I am a family man, parent of two. But I realized in that moment, okay, great, you've done it. And awesome, it would be cool to keep doing it. But there is the limitation, or there is only so much time that you can allocate that is kind of hindering how much fun I'm going to be having with it if I can't be producing more videos than is feasible. So I would say that in all of these endeavors that I do, I would be happy enough to reach that point where I say I've given it enough, not my all, but I've given it enough of my free time to say that it satisfied me. And then I can move on to the next thing. And honestly, this is actually super interesting and actually exciting in some ways, because the game development projects that I've done in the past have left me feeling completely satisfied. Yet 6 months later, I'll think of something new and really want to get back into it. And that's exciting because, honestly, just having something to look forward to is an exciting thing. Having a new game to grind is an exciting thing. Having a speedrunning motivation or goal is an exciting thing. It's not something that I've had for a while, but it might return, such as the Vince roller coaster. Anyway, and with that, yeah, basically on that note, I don't want to, I feel like if I can do Street Fighter on stream, it might be a really fun adventure to do with viewers. Maybe I have time to do something different in my free time, in my other free time. Hey, where's all this free time coming from? Yeah, that's the other thing. But no, definitely my priorities at the moment are Street Fighter because I'm enjoying it. But now I'm trying to juggle whether or not I want to use more of my free time to start actually relearning Unreal Engine, because I did a little bit of study on that, because I've never actually used it before. I've come from Unity, but I do want to learn Unreal Engine, and I kind of started, but then I stopped because I thought I'm actually going to have a break these holidays, which was semi-true. And yeah, so between that and single-player games, which I will include Baldur's Gate as single-player game, so I'm already allocating some of that time. But yeah, stream, Baldur's Gate, and potentially other single-player games, and game development. So yeah, I guess this podcast is a little all over the place, but it's kind of, they're always a checkpoint in where I'm up to. And that's how I'm feeling at the moment, and I'm not sure where exactly it's going. In this instant right now, I'm feeling like I should probably prioritize a little bit more of my time to finish some of those single-player games that I've been yearning to play, because those will be a lot more short-lived. I'll dedicate time, smash it out, and then that'll leave more drive to get on to the next thing. And I really do feel like I want to get on to the next thing. I also acknowledge that it's important to just have a break. Just have nights where I just watch YouTube and stuff. but I almost never do that. It just feels like a waste of time. I don't know what it is. I'll jump on Twitch and watch some Street Fighter and try and learn what people are doing. Um, or I'll jump on Street Fighter and start practicing combos or something like that. When I could be streaming at the same time doing any of that stuff. It doesn't. What I'm saying is, I'm constantly like doing something to push myself. Even if it is sitting back and watching people play a game, I'm still thinking about how can I push myself to reach a certain level of whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I do also have a lot of moments just driving around or thinking about, I could make this potential, like I don't know, thing happen in a video game. Like I could make this happen. Like if something you could only imagine to happen that wouldn't be realistic to replicate in the real world, I could actually make that happen in a video game, like flying or like something supernatural, for example. And that always tickles me. Like recently, I have that like once a week. I have that real strong motivation to try and do something like that, which is why I don't want to let it. I really don't want to let it pass. And I didn't let it pass with YouTube, and I was extremely satisfied. So that's why I'm thinking if I can. I mean, Baldur's Gate is I think it's going to be a years long adventure. So I'm not really in a rush for that, and neither is Matt. But as for like, I really want to play God of War Ragnarok, really primarily that one, and maybe something else. But yeah, there's not much time for everything on the side, so we'll just have to wait and see. I guess maybe next week I'll have a different outlook. Um, and I am planning on borrowing the game from my brother, who is actually still playing it. So I guess there's not much to really talk about there. I can't really get my hands on it any sooner than whenever he finishes it. And I've also started Returnal. I haven't played it again since that video came out. I don't know. Like, the game was fun, of course, but it just all comes down to when am I going to play it. I will admit I'm not as interested in finishing that, but usually if I start a game, I'd like to at least try and finish it. So, guess the last thing I'll say is I could probably kill two birds with one stone in that sense with Twitch, but man, like, I've had a real mixed opinions with streaming storyline games on Twitch. I'm not sure if I'll enjoy that. But whenever I do stream on Twitch, I do feel like I'm getting some form of creativity out of me. And I think the other thing about Twitch is there is still some kind of overall goal with discoverability and growing to some small extent. Because even with YouTube, there was like, there's like a project you can work on. You can work towards 1,000 followers, and you can work towards a certain amount of hours watched. I can't remember what it is, but when there's a project posed to you, you kind of just, I don't know, it excites me. Just like anything that has some kind of like you just give yourself any kind of checkpoint and say, if you reach this, then you're really moving up the ladder or something like that. Even though it's all figurative and stuff that I've just made up for myself at some point, but it's still something to work for and gives you that. What is that feeling? That serotonin? No, it's probably the wrong feeling, but excitement. I don't know. Exhilaration or something that makes you feel good. I think serotonin's the one. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'm rambling because I don't want to end this podcast. I actually feel like this podcast has been really good. Personally, I'm pretty happy with the depth of what I spoke about and the analysis of what I explained. But yeah, I guess immediate steps are let's have another stream soon. I'd like to do another Street Fighter stream. Also, further down the road, I would like to eventually get back into Mario speedruns. Just because I have the equipment, I spent the money on the equipment, so I'd kind of want to get into it. But I also do think it would be a fun thing to stream. It's just not in the priority. It definitely does come somewhere in the chronological order of. Well, chronological is not exactly the right word, but there is an order there, some kind of list. It's just not there. It's not high up on the list. So yeah, I guess we'll see. Street Fighter, maybe Street Fighter will get boring. Don't know. At the moment, I can't see that happening. It's just way too fun, and there's a lot of skill involved, which, that's right up my alley. I really do like to push myself in that sense. Yeah, I really don't want to hit stop record. I just this ramble session has been way more therapeutic than I expected. But I guess there really isn't much more to talk about. I'd just be looping around the same thing. So with that, I'm somehow going to hover over the stop record button and say thank you for listening. If you actually would listen to these 20 minutes and 42 seconds and you're a legend, stay tuned, I guess. These podcasts are fairly easy to make, honestly. They go by so quickly, and I want to keep making them. As long as there's something to talk about, I want to keep making them. And I'm sure, especially if I get into the game development, I'll be talking all about the endeavors that I'm embarking on. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of problems or like hardships that I've had to overcome, or anything that's in the way of my creative process, I guess. Okay, enough of me. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you all. I'll catch you later. Bye.